Hello and welcome to another lesson. We are still on data type. If you remember from the previous lessons, we talked about JavaScript data type and we talked about undefined and null as two of the 8 data types that we have in JavaScript. So in this lesson, we'll be taking a look at what undefined means in JavaScript. In a computer program, variables are often declared without a value, which means that you can declare a variable without giving it a value. And what that simply means is that I can do something like this. Let's name. This is a valid variable declaration, but it has no value. Now, if I try to output this value, let's see what we'll get in the console. Can you see this? I'm getting undefined because I've declared the variable, but yet it has no value. That value can be something that has to be calculated or something that will be provided later, like user input, which means that if you're writing a program or working on a project, it is not every time that your variable might have a predefined value. It might be that that value will come from user inputs. Maybe you have a form or something like that. So it is until when the user enter the value before you get the output or the value that is needed for your variable declaration to work. A variable without a value has the data type undefined. A variable without a value also has the value undefined, which means that if you pay close attention to this, a variable without a value, like the way I just declared, let name without any value, if we check the data type, it will give us an undefined. And let's quickly check that. So I'm just going to do the type of operator that we talked about in the last lesson. And I'll take a look. You can see that it's giving an undefined as the data type that this variable belongs to. Now, the other second part is now saying that a variable without a value also has the value undefined, which means that the data type is undefined and the value for not assigning it a value also is undefined because it has no value. So the data type, when you declare a variable without giving it a value, is undefined. And without giving it that value, the value that is automatically assigned to it by JavaScript is still undefined. So this is how undefined works in JavaScript. When you declare variable by default without giving it a value, it has a value of undefined. And sometimes that value might have to be something that will come from the users. It might be an input that you expect from the user before that value is used to calculate or manipulate anything in your program. So this is how undefined works in JavaScript when you declare variable without assigning a value to it. And knowing this allows you or position you in a space whereby when you are working in your program or in your project, you won't be caught unaware by surprises that might come as a result of declaring variable without assigning value to them. So when you declare variable without a value, it has a value of undefined by default. And if that value has to come from user input, as someone who is working on that program, you know that you have to make provision for how that value is going to be, how that value is going to come in from users and how that value is going to be extracted and used for its purpose in your program. Thank you. I will see you in the next lesson as we continue to examine another aspect of Java.